Welcome to Live DAF, your online DAF Yomi Shir.
Shalom Aleichem, welcome back. Today's DAF is Bava Basra Lamed Vav. We are 7 lines off the top of the Gemara. V'amar Rabbi Yehuda. Here comes another halacha. Actually, a repetition of a Gemara back on DAF Lamed Gimel, word for word. V'amar Rabbi Yehuda Haiman de Nokit. We see a fellow in possession of a magla, a sickle, used to share dates off the palm trees, with Tue Jul, and a rope to climb up there. V'amar, and he's announcing as follows: I have plans for today. Ezel, I'm going, Igzera ledikla de planya, to share off the other fellow's palm tree. I'm going to take the dates. Why? Because I purchased the rights for those dates. Mehem, and he's trusted, he's believed. We don't get in his way. We don't stop him. Why? Lo yichatzef inish lemigzer. A person is not going to do that. He's not going to be brazen enough to walk into the other fellow's property, lemigzer dikla, to share off the dates of a palm tree that doesn't belong to him, to lav delay. So, unless the owner is here and stopping him, we as a Bezdin authority will not get in his way. V'amar Rabbi Yehuda. Now we return to the halacha of a chazaka, which involves a fellow who took possession of a property. He's there 3 years in a row without any issues, uncontested. He claims he purchased it. Where is your document? I don't know. I must have just misplaced it. It's been many years, no problems, no protests, no opposition. He's presumed to be the owner. But there's an exception to that rule. If a fellow performs a chazaka rather than on the primary portion of the property, of the field, he's on the outskirts. So Rashbam explains, a farmer would sometimes leave behind the fence, leave a little area where he would, leave some growth for the animals, for some wild donkeys that come to feast on his property. This would somehow protect his property from attack and satisfy them out there. So we have a fellow, let's call him Shimon, who's sitting on Reuben's property, but instead of sitting on the main property, he's sitting outside his fence, over there where the animals eat. Miguda, outside the fence, da'aroidi, meant for the wild animals, the wild donkeys, ulavar, on the outside of that fence. That's where he's squattering. Well, you have a chazaka. Even though he's there 3 years, it doesn't constitute chazaka. My time. You know why? Because the owner, Reuben, will say, Kol de zara. It's a lost case. It's a losing proposition. That's not a place to plant. Kol de zara nami arudi. The animals, achlile, are consuming his crop. So he's not really taking possession as a owner would. And therefore, I didn't bother protesting. I really couldn't care less what he's doing there, but don't claim ownership. V'amar Rabbi Yehuda, another halacha, achla orla, another case where the fellow isn't really benefiting much. A person squatted for 3 years during Erla time, so the fruit off the tree is really forbidden. Eina chazaka, the owner doesn't care, and therefore he's not going to protest, and being there many years in a Erla state does not really constitute chazaka. The Rashbam says, even if one of his 3 years was Erla, he doesn't have a total of 3 years. Tani Namiyahu, you find the same in a Braisa, Achla Erla. If a fellow took possession during Erla years, Shvius, here's another halacha. One of the years was Shemitah, the 7th year, so everything's hefker. Why would I get in your way? You being there does not indicate ownership. It's hefker. Or Bikilayim. Suppose he's taking Kilayim produce, which is Asr. So, in a chazaka, he's not really benefiting. It's not a proper way to derive benefit. It's not achila. It's not really consumption the way it's supposed to be. And therefore, my lack of protest is not an indication of your ownership. Amar Rav Yosef, likewise, achla shachas. If the fellow who did the chazaka didn't wait patiently until the grain matured and ripened, rather, he haphazardly snipped it off while it was young in green grass state to feed the animals. Well, you have a chazaka. It's not a chazaka because, again, that's not the standard way of consumption. But if they're situated in the Mechayza province where they were wealthy and they would feed the animals in this manner, so consuming the grain in this manner does indicate ownership, and in fact, it constitutes chazaka. Amar Rav Nachman. Another example of a non-chazaka possession, tafticha. He has poor quality property there, full of ditches and holes, and the fellow who's being machzak is using those. He's planting there. He's not really gaining much. Pretty low yield type of crop. We'll have a chazaka again. That doesn't really constitute chazaka. Rashbam says because of its inferiority, I didn't bother getting in your way. I was not makpid. It wasn't significant enough for me to get involved. We'll have a chazaka. Likewise, apik kura. Let's say the machzak invested a kur, a certain amount of seeds in planting, v'ayil kura, and he only derived a crop worth a kur, the same quantity, so he didn't really make anything off this deal. So again, the owner doesn't really care much. They have a chazaka. It's a poor quality field. He's not makpid, and therefore his lack of protest does not indicate conceding of ownership. We have a chazaka. Here's another point, unrelated. Another case of non-chazaka. We have these members of the Reish Galusa, the heads of the leaders of the community in Bavel. They were very often hard to deal with, mafioso people, Jewish people, but a little difficult, personalities, and people had fear. They were afraid of them. They were intimidating. Okay, so these individuals, if they are to take possession on our property and sit there 3-4 years, it doesn't indicate ownership because perhaps the owner hesitated to protest out of fear. And likewise, if we are machzik in their property, it does not constitute chazaka. The Rashbam explains they were wealthy people, they had lots of properties, and they were all the more happy that people were squattering in their properties, maintaining them, taking care of it, looking after them. So they didn't bother getting in the way. And they knew at the end of the day, they could just pull the property right out. So they didn't even bother protesting, and therefore the chazaka in those cases don't really constitute a display of ownership. Okay, the Mishnah continues. If a person is in possession of a slave for 3 years, it's a chazaka. It denotes ownership. Asks the Gemara, really? Avadim. Yesh lahem chazaka. Can one make chazaka on a eved who's a roving, moving entity? V'amar Rish Lakish. Didn't Rish Lakish tell us hagoydres? Anything that's moving. Hagoydres typically refers to groups of sheep, of flocks, of herds, of moving entities. One day they're here, tomorrow they're there. They could have easily just walked into your property. So, being you see, typically when you're in possession of an item, the car in your driveway is considered yours. Chazaka kol masha tachas yad adam hariyu shalai. It's presumed whatever is in your possession is yours. Why else would it be in your possession? But something which is a roving entity, an animate object, something moving around, right? So that's something you can't just presume is yours just because it's in your pocket. Maybe the animal took a walk and ended up in your backyard. Right? So Hagoydo is Eilan Chazaka. And the Mishnah says that you can make a Chazaka on an Eved despite the fact that he's a moving entity. Oh, says the Gemara Amarava, you're right. Eilan Chazaka la'altar, the immediate Chazaka you don't have. The very fact that it's in my possession doesn't denote ownership because perhaps it wandered its way into your possession, but if you have it for 3 years, what are you doing? Holding on to it for 3 years without opposition. Where's the owner? And that's what the Mishnah is speaking about. Sure, if you find the Evan in my backyard, doesn't mean it's mine, but if I have it for 3 years running, of course it's mine. Amarava. Although we say that an Evid, right, is goydres, it's a moving entity, you can't claim immediate ownership just because you have it, but if it's an infant Evid sitting in a cradle in your possession, of course it's yours. So even a short-lived possession indicates ownership. Pshita, well, obviously, he's not walking anywhere. Location indicates ownership. Oh, apparently we're speaking that he has a mother looking after. So perhaps I would think, there's a concern, maybe the mother took a walk and wheeled her baby into your property, and that's why he ended up there, but it doesn't mean it's yours. So although he himself cannot walk, but maybe his mother walked him in there. Kamashman, the Chiddush is, even a mother of an Eved, Loiman Shebra wouldn't abandon her child, wouldn't forget her child. She wouldn't just leave him behind and walk out. The fact that it's there indicates that it's yours. Hanu easy. It was a story involving goats. Da'achlu chushla are so'irim, kuluf, and peeled barley, which were laid out to dry in the farm. And suddenly, this fellow sees he has visitors in his farm. A group of his friends' goats feasting on his material, on his food. Hanu easy. A story involving a herd of goats. Da'achlu chushla, that consumed this chushla material b'naharda, has happened in Naharda. Also, mari the chushla, tafsinu. So the chushla owner turned around and locked the door. Okay, I have you. He grabbed the goats. And he sends a message to the owner, look, I got some visitors today, and if you want it back, well, I have a bill to send you. If you pay up the bill for the chushla that they ate, I'll give you back your goats. Vava Katan Tuva, the issue is that his claim was way in excess of the value of the goats. The goats were a total of $1,000, and they consumed $2,000 of his material. Amar Abu Shmuel's father said, look, this fellow has a right to claim up until the value of the goats. Why? Why is he believed on that, even though he doesn't really have proof? Migo, he could have just ignored the owner. He could have said, well, I purchased these goats. Because if he would have wanted to lie, he could have done so successfully. Omar, he could have just claimed, they're mine, I purchased these goats. So this only works up until $1,000. But past $1,000, he has no right to claim. He has no proof unless he can substantiate his claim. Asks the Gemara, but 1,000 he could claim? Because he could have just kept those goats? Goats are goydrois, and possession does not indicate ownership when it's a moving entity. As we just learned, well, says the Gemara, the goats here are different. Goats are not typically animals that roam the streets. Shani, easy, these goats are different. The Masir L'Ray, typically handed over to a shepherd. They're under his care. They're not roaming the streets. So again, possession denotes ownership. But you could suffer. What about the morning walk on the way out to the pasture, upanya, and the evening walk on the way back from the pasture, where they're allowed to just walk on their own on the street? Maybe you grab them at that moment. But Naharda, in the town of Naharda, where this story took place, Tai, the Arabs, the Ganovim, Shchichi are to be found. Umiyada liyada mishalmim. People don't allow their animals to just walk on their own. They personally, manually hand over the animals from miyada liyada, from hand to hand, straight to the shepherd. So the fact that this fellow has it indicates ownership. Rabbi Shmuel Eimer Shloisha Chadashim. Okay, let's go back to the Mishnah. You have a soda base habal, a field which is manually watered. So Beis Habal is a field which is naturally watered by rainwater. So here you have one crop per year. Rabbi Shmuel says you don't need 3 years, 12 months a year of chazaka. You don't need 36 months running. It's enough to have 18 months. The last 3 months of year 1, full year 2 because you need continuous, and the first 3 months of year 3. So you generate 3 crops. That's enough. Rabbi Kiva says you need even less than that, a month, 12 months and a month. So what's the point of what's the machlekes? Why would Rabbi Shmuel say you need 18 months in total? Rabbi Kiva says 14 months is enough. Perhaps nearer is the point of contention. Nearer was a process where they would plow through their fields and not plant it. They would leave it fallow. And the point is to overturn the weeds and any foreign growths in that property. So you would overturn the soil, let things sort of dry out and die out, and then once the property reinvigorated itself after that year-long vacation, you replant it and you have a bumper crop. So the question is, let's say a machzik decided to take possession in this manner. 1 year of his 3 years, or 2 years of the 3 years, he decided to leave it fallow, to give it a rest. So he planted 1 year, then he did near the second year, then he planted the third year, or the other way around, near, planted, near. Is that considered possession? Is that considered chazaka? The Rabbi Shmuel Savar nearly have a chazaka. Perhaps Rabbi Shmuel, who says you need 3 months at a minimum per year, that's because near does not work as a chazaka. Rather, you need a full crop. You got to plant it and harvest it. So you need 3 months for that. Rabbi Kiva Savar, Rabbi Kiva, who says 1 month is enough for chazaka. Near have a chazaka. He holds near is sufficient for chazaka. So you don't need more than a month. Asks the Gemara, really? So why would you even need a month? How long does it take to plow through the field? A day or two? With his brother, you think to Rabbi Kiva, according to Rabbi Kiva, my area, chodesh. Why would you need so much? Why would you need a month? Near can be done even in 1 day. Ella rather says the one, the Kuliyama, apparently all opinions concur that near have a chazaka. Unless you actually plant and harvest, near itself is nothing. Because the guy is thinking, okay, let him plow my field. What do I care? Rather, the machlekes over here between Rabbi Shmuel, who says 3 months of the year is minimum. Rabbi Kiva says 1 month is enough. It's unrelated to near. All agree you need a plant, you need to grow something. Vacha pera rabba, a grand crop. Upera zuta, a minor crop. That's the point of machlekes. Rabbi Shmuel says you need to have a significant involvement. Something like barley, something like beans, which is a 3 month involvement. That's a minimum for chazaka. Rabbi Kiva says even vegetables, which takes a couple of weeks, so a month's time, that's enough for chazaka. But all agree perhaps that near, leaving a field in an unplanted state does not constitute ownership, is not an expression of chazaka. Tanarabban, so we have actually a machlekes tanaim. Near, is it a chazaka or not? Einay chazaka. Yeshayim, harezeh chazaka. Man yeshayim, who's the Tana who considers a chazaka? Or Chizr Rabbi Achi, the Sanya, as we find in the Bryce. Nora, Shana, Vazora Beis. So out of the 3 years of chazaka, it was 2 years planting and 1 year Nora. So he planted for 1 year, second year was near, third year planted again. Or the other way around. Beis Nora, Nora, Beis, Vazora, Shana. 2 years of near and 1 year of planting. So it was near, planting, near. Right? That's how you alternated. In a chazaka, it doesn't work. You need 3 full years of planting crops. Rabbi Chaim, no, Harizah chazaka, even near can work. Amar Rashi, Sha'alis, I asked, Kol Gedela, they're all the great people of the generation. Varmalin, they told me, near Harizah chazaka. Yeah, it works. Harizah chazaka. Amalei Rav Bevi Rav Nachman. Why? My time of the Omar near have a chazaka. Why? Is near sufficient for chazaka? After all, he didn't really derive anything from the field. Why would the owner get in his way? He didn't take anything. The answer is still, a person would not allow a stranger to walk in and just, plow through his field without. A person would not allow others to plow through his field and remain silent. So that explains why near does not work. On the flip side, so that explains why near is a chazaka. He wouldn't just let him do it. What about the opposing opinion? Why should near not be considered chazaka? The answer is Meima Amar, because the owner figures Kol Shiva let him plow, Kol Shiva, let him run his whole plow into my ground and wear it out. Kol Shiva v'Shiva, Shiva, the splinters, the carbo of his plow. Let him just wear it all out into my property. Let him go into the property. Thank you for the service. After all, you're not really getting anything. You're just investing in my property. Next year, I'll come, kick you out, and I'm going to take it off. So this question was asked to Rav Nachman. Rabbi, teach us, Nira have a chazaka, or they have a chazaka. What about Nir? Does it work or not? Amrlu, he told them, Rabbi Acha, v'chol g'dei ador, Amri, Nir have a chazaka. Rabbi Acha and all the other greats maintain that Nir is a chazaka. Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. I'm not impressed. Rabusa, is it a big deal in Mikshav Gavri to list off big name, a list of names? I have a counter list of other Chachamim who disagree. We have Rav and Shmuel and Bavel. We have in Eretz Yisrael, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Kiva, all disagree. Rabbi Shmuel beBavel, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Kiva, Eretz Yisrael, Amri, they all concur that Nir lo yam chazak. How do we know? Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Kiva, masnis not so Mishnah, masnisni. Right? As we're going to see in a minute. Rav, Mahi, what about Rav and Shmuel? Dam Rabbi Dam Rav, Zud Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Kiva. Yeah, Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Kiva hold, you don't need a full 3 years. But the Chacham hold, full 3 years is required. No shortcuts, no near. Full years, full days. What do you mean? A full year of days. Lav lemut, my lav. Lav lemut near. Apparently, we're ruling out this near business. Near the law, it doesn't work. You need full involvement, full investment, full harvesting. That's Rav. What about Shmuel? What do we find that he strikes down near? Again, this is Rishon Akiva will allow incomplete years. They hold no. When you have a orchard, whatever, right? Fruit producing entity, you need three full seasons, 3 full crops. So let's say he has palm trees, he has grapes, he has olives. You need 3 harvestings. 3 harvests. Achigdo shalosh gederis, you need 3 harvests. And 3 grape harvests. The first one is dates, now it's grapes. And 3 olive harvestings. So near is not enough. You need full involvement, full activity. And Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Kiva, well, that's what we said before, yeah. Right? Why do they need so many months? For near, 1 day is enough. So clearly they also hold that near does not work. So bottom line is we have many opinions on both sides of the scale, both sides of the equation. Whether or not near works, the svara for near and pro and con we had before, right? But one question remains. We just quoted Rav, who said, well, the Chachamim require a full 3 years. And we quoted Shmuel, who likewise seemed to indicate the same. You need 3 grape harvests, 3, right? My benai, any difference between Rav and Shmuel? Amar Bai, yeah, a slight difference. Dekel na'ara, iku benayu. Right? So it would seem that both require a full 3 years. What's enough community? The answer is a very fruitful, a young, fruitful palm tree. That's the difference. Rashbam explains, this tree produces 3 crops in less than 3 years. So according to Shmuel, it's enough. 3 harvests is enough. 3 crops is enough. Even though you don't have a full 3 years, according to Rav, Gimel Shana Miyayim Liyayim. Not a day less than 3 years. So Dekal Nar Ikubinay. Okay, so in summation, a person who's approaching his friend's palm tree and sharing off the dates, we assume it's his. A person doesn't have a chutzpah to go do it unless it's his. We had many cases where chazaka is not really chazaka because it's not the standard form of farming and harvesting. For instance, arla, shviyas, kalayim. How does an eved, how do you get a chazaka on an eved? After 3 years, it's a raya of ownership, even though you don't have the immediate chazaka effect because it's a goydrois, it's a moving entity, just like the animals. But after 3 years, you consider the owner. We had our discussion regarding near, pro and con, and then we had the machlekes between Rav and Shmuel. How full, how complete do those 3 years really have to be? All the best, Tikkun Hatzlacha.